whole lot more. Your calls and prize giveaways. Join us this Saturday and every Saturday morning for the home team, 9 to 11 on the TAN Talk Radio Network.
This is the TAN Talk Radio Network.
When the Super Bowl ended, the ball would be in the hands of Tom Brady. I don't know why we ever think it won't.
It's time for the home team on the TAN Talk Radio Network. The home team is brought to you in part by Iceman Development, LLC, a pioneer in ice rink development. By the Palm Pavilion, 10 Bay Esplanade on Clearwater Beach. By the Original Mattress Factory, with 3 Tampa Bay locations. And now, here he is, the arena voice of the Tampa Bay Lightning and Orlando Magic, and the press box voice of the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, Paul Porter.
Well, thank you very much, Brother Pat, and good morning, everyone. Happy Thanksgiving. I think we can still say Happy Thanksgiving.
Yes.
Thanksgiving weekend.
We still have leftovers, that's for sure.
Oh, do we ever? Which leads me to my first point. It's been a tradition, and Jason, you know that you've been with me for a long time, that we do this traditionally on the Saturday after Thanksgiving. We have you guess the weight of the Porter family turkey. And we're doing that contest again. And to narrow it down somewhat, I'm going to have both you and Matt take a guess at how many pounds it was. And then I'll tell you if you're high or low based on that. And we'll be able to narrow it down. And our friends at Chick-fil-A are sponsoring this today. So the winner is going to receive 2 complete meals at Chick-fil-A.
Very nice.
Your choice of either a chicken sandwich or the chicken nuggets, along with the waffle fries and a drink. That 2 of those will be going to whoever wins the contest. It's very simple. We'll start out with you, Jason. How many pounds are you going to guess was the Porter family turkey?
I'm going to say 19.
19. Okay. You are high with that. And Matt, you can take a shot at it.
All right, I was going to go a little under. I'm going to go 12.
12. All right, you are low.
Okay.
So there you go. It's somewhere between 12 and 19. More than 12 and less than 19.
Okay.
So that only leaves 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, and 18 to choose. But that'll give you a good head start. So you can do it one of 2 ways, either on Facebook Live, put your guess in for the weight, and or you can do it when you call in, which we hope you will do, because we love you on Facebook Live, but we love to talk to you even more. So that number is 727-441-3000. And since there's only, 6 weights to guess, you might want to get your call in early. So there you go. Let's continue. And I've got a lot of things to get to today. And starting off with, I'm just a little perturbed by this, but Pinellas County Commission has issued an
deadline.
An edict?
Deadline. And that's an
ultimatum.
Okay. I was close.
Right.
Edict and edict, but edict is the correct word. They have issued an edict to the Tampa Bay Rays December 1st, which of course is tomorrow,
yes.
Sunday, not Monday, not a business day, but on a Sunday, that the Rays have to tell them if the stadium deal is dead or not.
The Rays have said it is, but I guess they have to put that in writing or make it official is what they're saying.
Yeah, correct. So we will see exactly what happens, what transpires from that. The contest is over. John in Clearwater got it, 15 pounds. So congratulations, John. You win. We got Chick-fil-A coming your way. So there we go. But anyway, let me say that I think the Rays might send a letter back placing themselves squarely on the fence. Like, we don't consider the deal dead. However, in its current state, we consider it dead, but it's not officially dead yet unless the Pinellas County commissioners kill it or something to those. This is the thing. Both sides are blaming the other side. Mm-hmm. Okay. I see this getting a lot uglier before it's over. I think this is going to be a nasty divorce. I could see
multiple lawsuits being filed by both sides before it's all said and done. I don't think that the Rays are gonna be here. Unfortunately, I think the bridges have been burned. I think neither side trusts the other. They don't like each other right now. And unfortunately, I think the Rays, I think they're going to move. I just don't see any scenario at this point. And I did hear one commentary that Rob Manfred, the commissioner of Major League Baseball, he really wants a team here in the Tampa Bay area. Maybe he could step in and try to force his hand and tell, Sternberg, the Rays, the city council, you need to stop this bickering, messing around, and you need to find a way to make this work. So maybe he could do that, but I don't, there's only so much I think he can do. I just find it hard to believe that this is going to be resolved in the way that us Rays fans like it.
Let's say that Rob Manfred takes an even stronger feeling on and direction on it and says, either you keep the team here, Stu, or you sell it to someone who will keep the team in Tampa Bay. I don't know if he could force him to sell it, but if that was the case, do you think there's anyone in Tampa Bay that would buy it, that would step forward and try and buy it? Or would Sternberg price it? I've seen a price tag of $1 billion. Would he make it so ridiculous that no one could afford it?
Well, it's hard. I mean, the only name that I've heard thrown around is Jeff Vinnick. I mean, that's it. I haven't heard.
And I don't see that. He's divesting himself of the Lightning.
I know that, and so I haven't heard any names.
Maybe Jabel.
I haven't heard any names that have been thrown around. Even when people were saying, "Well, boy, I wish Sternberg would sell the team to someone." Okay, to who? I haven't really heard any names. Yeah. So it's hard to say. But then again, even if he sells it if someone is willing to put up the money to buy it, you still have the stadium issue that's not resolved, right? So you've got that lingering as well.
The thinking possibly being that, as you mentioned, Sternberg and the county are divorced or are getting divorced. Maybe if someone else came in and bought it, that might be more receptive to Pinellas County, even Hillsborough County. I think there's such a bad taste in their mouth from all that's gone on with Stu Sternberg that they need a fresh person to come in and say, hey, let's get this done.
But again, this has been going on for years. And at the end of the day, they've never found a way to put up the money. There have been talk and then nothing happens. And that goes on in both in Hillsborough County and in Pinellas County, both. Tampa has never been able to step up to the plate and bring up, show the money and get a deal done either. So I just think that if it was going to happen, both sides, all sides involved would have made it happen by now. And I have a hard time believing that this is going to work.
Comment from my brother, who's a resident of Canada, but it's not that far-fetched, really. He says, let the Rays play in Montreal. And, Stu Sternberg had some dealings with Montreal. Yeah. And maybe Stu will finally get his wish and play in Montreal, although that stadium would need a whole lot of work, Olympic Stadium, to make that a viable thing. And then you got the problem of playing in April in Montreal. The weather, sometimes you're getting snow there. And, would that work? But,
or would they build a retractable roof or build a dome there? Maybe.
That's a lot of Canadian dollars, in order to get that done. But there's just so much uncertainty right now about the Tampa Bay Rays. It's got to be killing ticket sales. I mean, with the exception of the people in Tampa that say, "Oh, it's only a Steinbrenner."
That could be another reason that the city council wants the Rays to not be on the fence, make up their minds. Are you committed to at least talking and trying to negotiate a stadium deal to keep this team here, or are you done with? And if that case, maybe the city council is done with, then you should both sides wash their hands and move on. And it will be disappointing, very disappointing to Rays fans, to sports fans in general. The fact that we could lose one of our major sports franchises. But once again, I've said I think that Tampa Bay is a two-sport market. I don't think we have the resources here to support 3 professional sports teams. We haven't shown the ability that we're willing to do that yet. We've supported 2 out of the 3, but never at any point in the Rays' history have the fan base supported them or shown up at the stadium. Not even through the course of one single regular season, let alone a span of 3 or 4 seasons. It's never happened. So why would we believe it would happen, down the line, even if a new stadium does get built?
Moving on to football, the Bucks tomorrow against the Carolina Panthers. Everybody has kind of penciled this in as a win, but hold on. It's not a definite win. Carolina's been playing better, and a guy by the name of Dave Canales would love nothing more than to put a wrench in the Bucks' hopes for a comeback, because I think you and I both agree, Jason, they maybe have a 1-game wiggle room where they could lose one more game this year and still make it, but they cannot afford to lose tomorrow to Carolina.
No, I agree with that. And listen, it's the NFL. We've seen them. We saw Cleveland beat Pittsburgh when Pittsburgh was on a roll. Cleveland, I think that was only their maybe 3rd win of the season. It's the NFL. Okay, yesterday, the Raiders really should have beaten the Chiefs. They were in field goal range, but like bad teams do, you find ways to snatch defeat from the jaws of victory, but you have to come to play. I was very happy with the way the Bucks played last week. Not only that they won, but they won in dominant fashion. That's what I wanted to see. I wanted to see an overall complete team effort where they started strong, they stayed strong, they kept their foot on the gas, they didn't let up. Had they won that game just barely, I would not have a lot of confidence that this team was going to make the playoffs. But winning like they did, doing what they were supposed to do against a bad Giants football team, leads me to think that the bye week has rejuvenated them. They're refocused. They're ready to go the second half, and are all business. And I hope that we continue to see that tomorrow against Carolina. It should be a win. But you don't take anything for granted. If you don't show up and get the job done and play well and execute well, you'll lose. Carolina came very close to beating Kansas City last week. They had won, I think, 2 games prior to that. So they are playing better football. Bryce Young, he was benched earlier. He's starting again. He's starting to find his way a little bit. He's starting to get a little more confidence there. So, yes, this could be a dangerous game. The Bucks have to show up and play well.
And as we've always said, it's tough to beat a team twice in the same season. And the Bucks are going to have to do that with both New Orleans and with Carolina.
That's correct.
In order to get that done. Kansas City, Matt pointing out, clinching the first playoff spot last night with that win over the Raiders or yesterday.
Well, in Kansas City, again, you look at them. Obviously, they're the 2-time defending Super Bowl champions 2 years in a row, trying to do it again. It seems like every one of their wins has been close by just about one possession game, but they win. And that's where you see the difference between, the good teams and bad teams. The good teams find ways to win those games. The bad teams find ways to lose them. That's just the way it is.
Want to say hello to Brooklyn Yankees' daughter, Laura. She's watching on Laura. Facebook Live. Good to have her with us.
Absolutely.
And Jim as well, and Pat and John, and a whole host of people are watching on Facebook Live. Also, DJ Bolt is tuned in as well. Want to ask, I always rely on you when it comes to fact checking. Has anyone since we've been doing these pick the final score of the Bucks game, has anyone ever hit the score exact? The exact score of the game, to the best of your knowledge?
I'm not sure that they have.
Well,
you would think so. In all the years we've been doing it, that happened.
I can't remember anybody ever hitting the exact score. Yeah. But our friend Matt, congratulations to him. He picked 30-7.
Yeah,
the Bucks to beat the Giants, and that was the exact score of the game. And he wins a Chick-fil-A gift card as well for doing that. But after all of that, you finished second in the contest last week. You were 10 points off, but the prize actually went via the tiebreaker to the rubber cement man. And this is why we have the halftime scores. Those of you wondering, both he and Al who's been on a roll.
That's
lately.
right. Yes,
no pun intended, Al. I know you've been falling, but he's been on a roll lately. And they were both 11 points off. And the tiebreaker, Rubber Cement Man, was 6 points off at halftime. And Al was 19 points off with his halftime score. So that's why we do the halftime. So congratulations to the Rubber Cement Man, who actually finished third in the contest. But with Matt and you not being eligible, he ends up with the prizes. So congratulations to him. Want to mention that we're going to have Rock Riley joining us at about 9:45 today. Look forward to talking to him, and we'll sort through not only the Bucks but also this situation with Pinellas County and the Rays, and see what he is making of all of it. I want to remind you of our Christmas party coming up on the 21st of December, and actually this is the last time until the Saturday after Christmas that the three of us are going to be together. You and myself and Matt, as you're out next week. Yeah. I'm out on the 14th, and Matt's out on the 21st.
Like to play musical chairs here.
Yeah.
But we still have a show. The key is we still have a show.
Exactly.
You can always count the home team to be here, no matter who's in studio.
Well said. Yeah. That is exactly right. So we'll be playing some musical chairs, but the show will continue through the month of December, and on the 28th, the three of us will all be back again. So we'll look forward to that as well. Boy, should we break up the Orlando Magic?
How about those Magic?
They are now they have now won 12 of their last 13.
14-7 overall, and they're third place in the Eastern Conference.
And they're the only team in the NBA that is undefeated at home.
Very nice.
9-0, the Magic are at home.
And again, doing it without their best player. Paolo Banchero has been out.
It was really strange. He went out on the first game of the road trip, and they proceeded to lose 5 straight on that road trip. Then they came home, and they got a couple of wins, and then they just kept on going. And the loss to the LA Clippers out on the West Coast is their only loss in the last 13 games. So they are really playing well, and they are in the driver's seat as far as the NBA Cup is concerned, because if they beat the Knicks on Tuesday night, they will have won their group and will be in the Final Four as far as the NBA contest is concerned. So Final Four of the East, Final 8 of the NBA. So we'll see how far they
continue to make improvement each year, each season, which is what you want to see. They were a playoff team last year. They came close, but they couldn't quite get out of the first round. This year, you'd hope they make the playoffs and can advance further. Maybe deep into the playoffs.
Yeah, very true. John pointed out that Anthony one time, the late Anthony, who's no longer with us, he always had his 30-22 score.
Yes,
and he hit it right. So you're not the first, Matt, but congratulations on getting it done. Also, want to mention that the Lightning, I thought, made a very smart move. They knew they had a quick trip like a 24-hour trip to Nashville. They left, I think, Thanksgiving Day about 3 or 4 o'clock and had the game at 3 o'clock on the day after Thanksgiving, and then came right back home after the game. And they decided to give Andrei Vasilevsky not only the day off, but let him stay back in Tampa Bay. He didn't even have to travel to Nashville. So they gave him a complete day off. In hopes of him being really on top of his game tonight.
Right.
Very important game against the Toronto Maple Leafs. So Vasi got to spend Thanksgiving Day with his family and enjoy the day. I'm sure that he watched the game yesterday. I'm sure he didn't do that. But I'm sure he'll be fresh for tonight's game, which they need because Austin Matthews is back after a long injury with the Toronto Maple Leafs. So big game tonight. And this is going to be one of those where there's tons of Maple Leaf fans there. There always are. And they blend right in because they have the exact same colors as the Lightning, the blue and white. Although the Lightning may be wearing their black on tonight because they do that on Saturday. So we'll see how that comes out. A huge game.
Yeah, it is. And Lightning, I think, overall have been doing well. It is still early, but they've beaten some good teams as of late. I mean, I know they had wins over Winnipeg and New Jersey. And the one game, Reese, against Washington the other night, where they kind of let that one get away from them a little bit. They got off to a 2-0 start. They had the lead several times. The goalie for Washington gifted them a goal. He actually accidentally knocked it into his own net.
I've never seen that.
Yeah,
first time I've ever seen it in all the years.
Well, I heard the commentary. The commentary said that he's surprised it doesn't happen more often, because sometimes the goalies are trying to clear it, or the puck takes a a bad bounce or wrong roll, and it does happen. But the Lightning still, that's one that they probably should have won. They gave up 5 goals, not Vasilevsky's best night, but still overall they're they won 12 or 13 games.
Right,
they're right there.
The rule is that the person who last touched the puck
gets the credit for the goal. And it was Braden. It was a hat trick. Unbelievable, yeah.
I wanted to make the announcement, the Lightning goal scored by Braden Point with the assist to Charlie Lindgren.
Yeah.
But they wouldn't let me announce it that way. I think they figured that would ruffle too many feathers, and no need to pour gasoline on the fire.
Right.
So that I wasn't able to announce it that way. College football today, it's rivalry weekend.
Yes, it is.
Right?
Yes, well, I got to tell you, starting last night, I was up till the hours of the morning watching that 8 overtime game between Georgia and Georgia Tech, and Georgia ended up winning it. The final score was 44-42 in 8 overtimes. It was an incredible game, and Georgia Tech, was obviously a big underdog. They were really dominating much of that game. I know they were up 17-0 at halftime. In the second half, they were up by 14, 2 touchdowns multiple times. Georgia had to rally late to tie it and force overtime. But this is where I do not like
4 hours and 18 minutes.
Yeah, and I don't like the college football overtime rule. I just think it's where both teams will get possession, but each team starts at the opposing team's 25-yard line. You're basically already within scoring range. You can kick a field goal right there if you don't gain any yards at all. And what that lends itself to is both teams scoring repeatedly. You've kind of referred to it as ping pong. You think it is, where it's back and forth, back and forth. They changed the rule a little bit, where second overtime, if your team scores a touchdown, they have to go for 2 points. And then if it goes to a third overtime, there's no more touchdowns, no more field goals. It's a battle of 2-point conversions, basically from the opposing team's 3-yard line. One team goes for 2, then the other team goes. It is, because, and this is what happened. One team, most of the time, Georgia and Georgia Tech missed it. One time, Georgia got it, Georgia Tech got it back to tie it. It lends itself to go on forever, and that leads to not only is it maddening for the fans, but it could lead to a lot of injuries for the players. Georgia Tech quarterback had the game of his life, Haynes King, and he could hardly walk. He had gotten hit so much through the game. But anyway, Georgia ended up prevailing after all of that.
So on the menu today, Ohio State, Michigan. I don't think it's going to be much of a game.
Yeah, you never know. In the rivalry games, sometimes the underdog comes to play, like the game last night. I think Ohio State's going to win. I think Michigan might keep it close for a little bit. That's their hope. But Ohio State's a much better team there. Of course, Florida State is tonight. Florida should win. I mean, Florida State has had a disastrous season, and Florida has finally gotten it together as of late. They've beaten some good teams lately. You've got South Carolina and Clemson.
Auburn.
Alabama and Auburn, the Iron Bowl. The big one is tonight in Texas. Texas versus Texas A&M. It's amazing. First time since 2011 these teams have met. That's one of the all-time great rivalries. It went away when the Texas A&M left the Big 12 to join the SEC. But now Texas is in the SEC too, so the rivalry is back. And it's not just good for that state, it's good for college football to have a rivalry like that. And the winner of that game will advance to the SEC title game to play Georgia.
The worst part, in my opinion, about college football switching all the teams and the conferences where no one really knows all the teams
exactly
in each conference anymore is you lose the rivalry.
Yeah.
You lose the even UCF, USF.
Yeah,
that rivalry.
The war on I-4.
That's gone. And the ones that you mentioned, Texas and Texas A&M.
And finally it's back. I know, but you're right about that. Yeah, that's one of the now. I mean, some would argue you've created new rivalries with major programs. You like Oregon playing against Ohio State and other that normally would only happen in the Rose Bowl in the old days, where now you have USC versus Michigan. You could have that every year.
The only thing
years,
I would say about that is you're not going to get many Oregon fans to hop on a plane and fly to Columbus, Ohio.
Yeah.
Where Ohio State, Michigan, you drive north or south,
right,
and you just cross the border and you're there. Texas A&M, you stay in the state and you're there. Oklahoma and Texas is another big one where you just cross the state.
Yeah.
When you have rivalries that are across the country, it's not as easy let's go over here for the game.
Well, the whole point of creating conferences was to create the regional matchups. You get conferences because you have a lot of teams that are in the same geographical area. That was the whole point of the conferences. And now that's been completely ripped up. You don't have that anymore. It's why even have conference names?
Yeah, the Big Ten, which has 20 teams.
Yeah.
So anyway, we want to get your thoughts on all of that. We're overdue for a break. We need to hit that. Your phone calls are next. If you join us, 727-441-3000. And we are picking the score of the Bucks and the Panthers tomorrow. So get your score in for that. Who will prevail and what will be the final score. More of the home team coming up on the Tan Talk Radio Network, AM 1340 and 1350, FM 106.1, 102.3, and Facebook
Live.
This is the Tan Talk Radio Network.
After a car accident, there are many questions that you need answers to. Who pays for my car repairs? Who pays for the medical bills? What about my lost wages? And more. The personal injury law firm of Pernick, Caulfield, Averill, and Noyes has been answering these questions for their clients for nearly 70 years. Since 1955, they've been a voice of the injured in the legal system. As one of the longest established law firms in Tampa Bay, Pernick, Caulfield, Averill, and Noyes is here to answer your questions. Listen to their live call-in radio show on this channel every Tuesday evening from 5 to 6 p.m. or call them at 727-796-8282 or visit them at voiceoftheinjured.com. Offices Clearwater, non-attorney spokesperson. When you talk about ice rink development in West Central Florida, one name stands alone: Iceman Development, LLC. Gordy Zimmerman, president and founder of Iceman Development, has played an integral part in the construction of the Ice Sports Forum in Brandon, the training home of the three-time Stanley Cup champion Tampa Bay Lightning, and the Advent Health Center Ice Complex, a multi-million-dollar facility boasting 150,000 square feet, and ranked the top indoor ice rink facility by both the USA Today and Yelp. Iceman Development is currently involved in creating yet another outstanding ice rink facility in Trinity and Pasco County. Iceman's company mission is to build community projects that impact the area both in quality of life and economic growth. For more information, visit icemandevelopment.com. That's Iceman with two N's, development.com.
Folks, let me tell you about a gem of a restaurant in Carrollwood. It's Hank's Place, where you'll find some of the best barbecue, catfish, wings, sausage, gator, shrimp, and a whole lot more. Their meats are dry rubbed and slowly smoked. All of your favorite sides, too, from baked beans to collard greens to mac and cheese to onion rings. Are you hungry yet? Discover why Hank's Place at 8546 Northdale Maybury, just 100 yards north of Waters Avenue, is a place that locals have known about for years. Hey, would a guy like me lie to you about food? Hank's Place, a place to hang your hat and lick your fingers.
Sooner or later, you're going to need a plumber. It's just a fact of life. Want somebody honest and reliable? The plumber I use is the Bearded Plumber. I've known Thomas since his high school days and now is an established plumber who offers 24-hour-a-day full service because plumbing emergencies don't wait. Keep this number handy. You know you're going to need it. It's 866-882-3273. The Bearded Plumber, 866-882-3273.
Life Builders Christian Counseling Center brings hurting people to wholeness in Christ. Life Builders is a professional counseling center with multiple counselors and locations in Brandon and Tampa. They offer in-person, Zoom, and group sessions, counseling individuals, married couples, children and adolescents, and families. Some of our licensed counselors take most insurances. Call 813-438-5949 or visit lifebuilderscounseling.org. Life Builders can help. 813-438-5949 and at lifebuilderscounseling.org.
Hi, everyone. I'm Paul Porter, voice of the Lightning and host of the Home Team Sports Radio Show. I'm here to tell you about our educational home team, Cambridge Christian School. No longer Tampa Bay's best-kept secret, CCS is the perfect blend of academic rigor and a biblical worldview foundation, serving families for over 60 years. Come see why we are the #1 rated Christian school in Tampa and visit us at ccslancers.com.
Looking for newer used golf clubs and balls? Stop by T&D Golf at 4205 West Waters Avenue, a half-mile west of Dale Mabry. Brand name clubs at discount prices. T&D has the best repair facility with the largest selection of grips in stock. Hundreds of sets of gently used clubs, a large selection of putters and wedges, and the best selection of quality used golf balls in Florida. Open Monday through Saturday from 9 a.m. to 6 p.m. T&D Golf at 4205 West Waters Avenue, a half-mile west of Dale Mabry.
I want to tell you about one of Tampa's hidden gems that you may not know about. It's the Pirate Water Taxi that takes you up and down the Hillsborough River from the Tampa Convention Center to Armature Works. I ride it all the time. It runs from 11:30 a.m. until 8:30 p.m., 7 days a week. What a great way to see the sights of downtown Tampa with beverage service available on board. Best part is you can hop on and off at any of their 12 stops all day for one low price. For more information, visit piratewatertaxi.com.
The Florida State Fair is coming in February. But did you know the Florida State Fair is so much more than just a fairgrounds? Everything from hunting and fishing shows to trade shows and competitions to men's and women's conferences to concerts and so much more. Be sure and circle your calendars for February 6th through the 17th, 2025 for the 121st edition of the Florida State Fair at the Florida State Fairgrounds in Tampa. See you at the fair.
This is the Tan Talk Radio Network.
Welcome back to the home team. Glad to have you with us as we continue along. And we do have open phone lines, I believe, 727-441-3000. If you want to get your call through, now is a good time. And Mario, we haven't seen Mario online for a while, but he is back. And he brought up the point that a couple of the local sports radio personalities laid off due to budget cuts. And Jay Retcher, of course, one of those. We had him on the show, and he's doing a very nice podcast that it will be on after the first of the year at noon on Monday through Friday. If you just go to Jay Retcher on YouTube, you'll see that podcast. Very informative, and he's really knows his stuff and knows it inside and out. So encourage you to do that. We are having a contest today picking the Bucks and the Carolina Panthers. And if you want to get your guess in, we have a couple of scores already mentioned. John in Clearwater is taking the Bucks to win 30-23. He's going with his brother's standard score, and 17-10. The Bucks leading at halftime. And also Mike on Facebook Live has Carolina winning 27-20, and Carolina leading at halftime 14-10. This is a very dangerous game, I think, based on this game tomorrow.
Yeah, well, it is, and again, the Bucks. You want to see them play well. They need to get off to a good start. Of course, the more you let Carolina hang around, the more confidence they get. Panthers have been playing good football, and they looked through much of the early part of the season like far and away the worst team. Maybe certainly one of the worst teams. But to their credit, Dave Canales in his first year as coach there. He's got them, he's got them believing. He's got them playing well. They went back to Bryce Young at quarterback. Of course, he was the #1 overall draft pick for them last year, and he looks like he's gaining a little confidence. So, if you're the Bucks, and again, the Bucks have not had any trouble moving the ball and scoring points. They've done that all season long. The issue has been on the defensive side of the ball, and that's what they did a much better job against the Giants last week. Granted, New York is not an offensive firepower, and they were playing with a backup quarterback in there. But still, the Bucs defense did their job. They forced pressure, got sacks, forced turnovers. That's what you want to see more of this week, tomorrow, because ultimately, I think what's going to determine the Bucs making the playoffs and possibly having a run this season in the playoffs is going to be the defense. they have to pick it up. If they can play well enough to match the effectiveness of the offense, we've seen what the Bucs can do. They beat Detroit. They beat Philadelphia, two of the best teams in the league. The Bucs beat them. So we can play with those teams when we play up to our potential.
Let's bring in a very long-time listener to the home team who we only hear from him every now and then. And Jason, see if you can guess who I'm talking about.
Larry?
You're right.
I was just thinking that, yes. I wonder if he was out working in the yard or the lawn.
Larry from St. Petersburg is joining us. Good morning, Larry. You're
Larry.
back on the home team.
Hey, Paul and Jason, how you guys are doing?
Oh, we're doing great. So good to hear from you. Yes.
Yeah, I was sitting here after let me call my friends and how they're doing. I don't get a chance like I used to. I used to call you guys almost every week.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
But I do think about you guys. I can't call all the time like I used to. My schedule, and I'm available some days, and the day is a good day. I can call you guys.
Wonderful.
And I was thinking about the sports world, how things have changed, even with the. I'm talking about the college football right now. I know years ago, long time ago, you didn't get the two top teams that played each other, so they changed that rule to bring the two top teams in, and then they changed that rule to bring the four top team. Nobody was ever happy, and now they got the 12, and now people are still complaining. I don't know.
Larry, this is going to sound kind of funny. In some ways, with all the changes that's happened in college football, I almost long for the old days when the top two teams didn't always play each other. When you had fewer teams and conferences, you had fewer games, and you had fewer bowls, and all the major bowl games ended on January 1st. And sometimes, if the number one team was in the Sugar Bowl and the number two team was playing in the Rose Bowl, you could have multiple bowl games all determining the outcome of who's the national champion. And to me, that makes it in some ways more intriguing. But there was something just exciting about the bowl games, which then seemed to lose their luster once you started having the BCS and then the 4-team playoff, and then you had players choosing not to play in some of the marquee bowl games because they viewed the game as meaningless and didn't want to get injured. And a lot has changed. You're right about that.
Right. And also, I know you mentioned about some players don't play in the bowl game unless the team playing for the championship game if you don't want to get hurt. And things are so different now. That didn't happen even years ago.
No.
Guys played anyway. They was not even ranked they played because you want people to see you. But now you don't have to do that. They have rankings already for each player. They know
and the agents have a big part of that too.
Yeah.
They're telling their client, don't play. You could cost yourselves hundreds of thousands of dollars by getting injured.
And I know that's become the norm now. And I think it's a shame because in a team sport, it's more than just about you as an individual. That's the way I look at it. But with the money, with the especially now the name, image, and likeness, the NIL, and college football, or college players, not just football, but getting paid now. So many are just looking out for themselves, and they just think the team is, well, that's their issue. I'm looking out for me, right. and that's where it leads to kind of selfish decisions. And I think it does affect the rest of the sport when you have a game, a bowl game that should be a marquee matchup, when you don't get the best versus the best because so many of the players have chosen not to play. That happened with the Florida State Georgia game last year in the Orange Bowl,
right,
and it ended up being like 63-3 because Georgia players chose to play, the Florida State players did not. And it to me, that's just not good for the sport in general.
Right. And also, I think when they rank players like who's going to be drafted number one, it might be the word bust. Everybody's scared of that word. You have a big bust. You draft a guy like Bryce Young. He was a good quarterback in Alabama. He was a good quarterback, no doubt about it.
Right.
But he had a good line. He had a good line. Had a good defense.
Sure.
Had a good running back. Good wide receivers. That makes your life a lot better. And they look at him. He's a good. I'm not saying not a good quarterback. It's just that even a good quarterback you got to have a good line. And I think that but Carolina is I'm going with the Bucs tomorrow, even with the Carolina. I think they won a couple of games. I'm gonna beat Kansas City last week, but I don't think they have a good team. But teams are improving.
Well, the Bucs almost beat Kansas City too.
Yes.
Yeah, and the Raiders almost beat them yesterday.
Yeah.
but things are crazy in which then when the playoff time comes, things changes. Kansas City probably play different, play better, or whatever. But it's just the way it is. But I know in college and also in pros, if you don't have a good quarterback, you're not going anywhere.
Yeah,
you're not going anywhere because there will be some games you got to come back. You got to score a touchdown with 2 minutes left in the ball game. You don't have a good quarterback, you're not going to win.
Just ask the people in Cleveland about that.
Yeah, I know. And it used to be if you played great defense and could run the ball effectively, some teams could win with an average. Well, the Baltimore Ravens, you think Trent Dilfer is the quarterback, and a few others. But nowadays, it's so reliant on the quarterback. It's such a passing league that if you don't have a capable quarterback, it's just very difficult to succeed there.
Right.
Larry, give us a score for the game tomorrow.
I'm going with the Bucks 31-13.
Okay, and halftime score?
Go with 17-3.
17-3 Bucks. All right. Larry, great to hear from you. We always enjoy talking with you, and call us whenever you can.
I will, guys.
Thank you.
All right.
Thank you.
I don't do the Facebook thing. I don't do the Facebook thing. Maybe I'll try that one day, but I don't have, I guess I have Facebook, but I don't use it.
Well, I think you can get us on 106.1 FM or 1340 there in St. Pete. So you should be able to pick up one of the two radio stations.
Okay. All right, guys.
Thank you, Larry. Great talking to you.
You too. Thanks, Larry. We appreciate it. We need to hit a break, and then Rock Riley will be joining us on the other side. More of the home team coming up on the Tan Talk Radio Network, AM 1340 and 1350, FM 106.1, 102.3, and Facebook
Live.
This is the Tan Talk Radio Network.
We regret to inform you that the Palm Pavilion on Clearwater Beach suffered extensive damage from Hurricanes Helene and Milton. The Palm Pavilion will remain closed until further notice. We are working daily to rebuild an even better Palm Pavilion, but it is going to take some time. Please know we will be reopening, and all gift certificates you may be holding do not expire, and they will be honored upon our reopening. We at the Palm Pavilion wish you all the best as you too rebuild from these two devastating storms. You can stay updated on our progress by visiting our website, palmpavilion.com. Once again, thank you for your understanding, and we look forward to serving you again with our delicious food and drinks and beautiful sunsets just as soon as we can rebuild this 99-year tradition. In the meantime, stay safe, and please keep us in your thoughts and prayers as we will do the same for you. One of the questions I'm often asked is, how do you do it? With my busy schedule of working for the Lightning, Magic, Buccaneers, and the home team, I need to be in very good health. One person I have to thank for keeping me in good health for years is Dr. Troy Stirk of Stirk Family Medicine. He's helped me keep my blood pressure in check, my heart running smoothly, and an overall healthy feeling that is confirmed by my lab results. If you're looking for a good family physician, I heartily recommend Dr. Troy Stirk at Stirk Family Medicine. You can reach his office at 813-264-7922. That's 813-264-7922. I'll tell you, Dr. Stirk is fantastic, and I'm sure you'll feel the same way if you become one of his patients. So now that you know my secret to staying healthy with a busy schedule, it's your turn. Call Dr. Troy Stirk at Stirk Family Medicine, 813-264-7922. If you suffer damage from either or both Hurricanes Helene or Milton and are in need of some new windows or a new door, FAS Windows and Doors is the place to turn. Locally owned and operated, they can get you the best possible products at the best possible price. Right now, they're offering a $100 rebate on all windows and a $200 rebate on all doors. Financing is available with no payments, no interest, and no money down for 24 months. Just go to their website, FASWD.com. That's FASWD.com to schedule an appointment and check out their inventory. It pays to shop local and to go to a company that stands behind both their products and their service. Tell them you heard about them on the home team with Paul Porter, and they'll take special care of you. There when you need them, FAS Windows and Doors, FASWD.com. This is Paul Porter. You know, with the schedule I keep working for the Lightning, Magic, and Buccaneers, a good night's sleep is a must for me. That's why I'm happy to tell you about the Original Mattress Factory. Their mattresses are hand-built right here in Tampa Bay with the highest quality at a very reasonable price. They aren't like these other mattress companies that'll jack their prices up every holiday and then do a so-called super discount during their so-called sale. You actually end up paying more than what the mattress is worth. The secret is, with OMF, you're getting factory direct pricing and eliminating the middleman retailer. There's no high-pressure salespeople either. OMF is employee-owned, and they make it all about you. Double-sided mattresses, and they even email you when it's time to flip your mattress. Stop by their factory on Almerton Road in Clearwater and see for yourself, or visit one of their stores in Tampa or Brandon. There's nothing like a good night's sleep, and you'll get it with the Original Mattress Factory, and you'll get it for less. The Original Mattress Factory. Did you know that Cambridge Christian School Athletic Department was honored with the Kerry McDonald Award as the 2A Athletic Program of the Year for the second consecutive year? The CCS Lancers have had 71 district championships, 21 regional championships, 5 state championships, and 37 Final Four teams. Over 200 of our student athletes have signed to play at the college level, and one has joined an NFL team. Visit us today at ccslancers.com.
Your number one home team fans, Auto Owners Insurance and Vermost Insurance Agency is a winning combination. We'll work with you to ensure your home, auto, business, and life to keep everything you value safe, sound, and secure. Auto Owners Insurance, the no-problem people. Visit the Vermost Insurance Agency in Tampa Bay today at vermost.com. That's vermost.com.
This is the Tan Talk Radio Network.
Welcome back to the home team. Glad to have you with us as we continue along on the Saturday after Thanksgiving, and glad to have all of you with us, and glad to have so many people checking in. Good to hear from Larry. We haven't heard from him in a long time. We are trying to reach Rock Riley, and he will be joining us hopefully in just a few minutes and see what he has to say about all this going on with the Rays and the Bucks for tomorrow. Jason, what do you see as the keys for the Bucks tomorrow to get this win?
I look at the pressuring the quarterback. That's the key. You keep the pressure on Bryce Young, make him uncomfortable, make him hurry his throws. You know, you could force some interceptions. That's the key. Mm-hmm. Don't let him and their offense get in a rhythm. And I think that ultimately it's we tend to know the Bucks are going to be able to move the ball. They're going to be able to put up some points. It's the defense that at times has struggled this season. That's where you want to see the improvement happen. And so let's hope that that's the key.
Yeah, I think avoiding mistakes, which is always a key in just about any game. But the defense is going to really have to come to play tomorrow because Carolina has shown that they can score some points and that they can get it done. So that's going to be critical as far as the Bucks.
And looking at the Bucks defense, there were some players last year as rookies that made big impacts. Kalijah Cansey, Yaya Diaby, Christian Izzian,
Mm-hmm.
in the secondary, and I think they've done pretty well this year. But there's been some inconsistencies. At times they look like world beaters, and at other times they're kind of missing in action here. The other one is the linebacker KJ Britt. They were expecting him to take the place of Devin White. And it hasn't really happened. He hasn't had that good a season. You'd like to see the second half, him step it up some. I think on defense, we have 3 really solid players in Vita Vea, Levante David, and Antoine Winfield. Outside of that, there's players that are good at times, then not so good at times. Mm-hmm. Just in the inconsistency. That's what you like to see them clean up a bit and get better at, being more consistent.
And they lost another defensive player this past week, or actually from last game, game against the Giants.
Joe Tryon-Shoyinka, did he leave? I mean, he got injured.
Whitehead.
Or Jordan Whitehead. Okay.
Jordan Whitehead,
okay.
Yeah. So that's
they brought back Mike Edwards. I know he was in the secondary. He was a longtime safety for him for years. He was on the Super Bowl team. He's a pretty good player. He's a veteran. I think there was another one. was it Corey or I don't know, another defensive back they brought in from another team as well. But so they got some guys to bring in to help. But it's just everyone's got to get it together. Obviously, Bowles runs the defense too, and of course the play calling is a big factor. I know he likes to blitz a lot, but everyone has to be on the same page, and that's going to be key. That defense getting it done. Because offense. I love the way Baker Mayfield spreads the ball around. He gets it to multiple receivers.
He's using what he has. He really is. And, it showed me something that he's come back. A lot of times it looks like he's banged up. In fact, even the last game, he went into the tent to be examined, and he still comes back. So, yeah. Mario says he's curious what the Lightning's identity is since Stamkos isn't there anymore. I heard that their new identity will have their power play suffer, but gain in other areas of their game. And I think that's pretty much true. The power play has suffered. It's come back a little bit, but other people are stepping up, namely Braden Point. Jake Gensel has come back, and also they're getting some good play from people that you wouldn't expect, like that are really Brandon Hagel has come on a lot.
You still have Nikita Kucherov as one of the very best players in the league. Vasilevsky is one of the best goalies still. That's why and we got one of the best coaches in John Cooper. And that's why I think this team, come playoff time, wherever they are in the standings, they're going to be a dangerous team. They really are. And you think about the last 2 years haven't really gone their way, but they haven't played as many games in the playoffs. Maybe they'll be fresher this time around, and maybe they'll be able to. They're going to bounce back and could make more of a run.
It seems like they're making a conscious effort to keep Vasilevsky as fresh as they can.
Which is important.
Play him in the big games, like tonight, of course, is a big game. They're 2 points behind Toronto. If they win tonight, they're tied with Toronto, and only 1 point behind Florida.
Yeah.
So it is a big game.
And they've already
tonight.
shown, and again, they've beaten, Winnipeg has gotten off to an incredible start. They beat Winnipeg, kind of beat them soundly. Then they also beat New Jersey soundly, and they've gotten off to a great start. So, so they have beaten some of the better teams in the league already, and it goes to show you that the Lightning is still going to be a force to be reckoned with, because going back a long time now, the Lightning overall, you could argue, has been the best team in the NHL from a consistency standpoint. Making the playoffs, getting to Stanley Cups, winning Stanley Cups. It's hard to imagine what team has done it better than they have going back probably the last decade.
Yeah. And another tip of the cap to Jeff Vinik. My understanding is that he gave a $1,000 bonus to more than 500 part-time employees.
Very nice.
And simple math will tell you that's $500,000 that he spent on his part-time employees. And these are the people, the ticket takers, the ushers, the security people, people that don't get a lot of exposure, a lot of visibility, concession workers, that sort of thing, people in the chef and the food preparation. He took care of all of them.
That's great.
Going into the holidays. So another tip of the cap to our good friend Jeff Vinik. And Dave Mishkin has mentioned that the Lightning have had 8 games going into the third period and have only won 3, losing 4 in overtime loss. So that's something they have to address going into the second half of the season. Hour number 2 of the home team coming up here on the Tan Talk Radio Network, AM 1340 and 1350, FM 106.1, 102.3, and Facebook
Live.
WTAN, Clearwater,
FM 106.1,
WDCF, Dade City,
FM 102.3.
Listen.
This is CBS News on the Hour, sponsored by Progressive Insurance. I'm Christopher Cruz. This is Small Business Saturday, a day we're urged to shop local. Francisco Sanchez is the Associate Administrator of the Small Business Administration.
More than 50% of the nation's employees come from a small business. We're seeing a small business boom.
And speaking of booms, reporter Bruce Marcus visited a booming small business in northern Wisconsin.
Pam Gleich co-owns Minocqua Popcorn and Pubs with her husband, Jim. Their 2 stores make gourmet popcorn in northern Wisconsin.
Our popcorn is very unique. Our flavors are created by us, so they're our ingredients, our recipes, and you can only find them in our stores.
Pam says their stores hold another advantage over the bigger popcorn makers.
Customer service. We like being small and local and servicing our areas.
Bruce Marcus for CBS News, Eagle River, Wisconsin.
Forecasters say between 20 and 30 inches of snow will fall in the Buffalo, New York area over a 12 to 16-hour period beginning this afternoon. This man says, welcome to upstate New York.
You got to be prepared for it. You got to have extra clothes. If you get stranded, you better have something to drink. You better have some extra food.
To keep the snow from canceling tomorrow night's game against the San Francisco 49ers, the Buffalo Bills already have plows and backhoes in place at the stadium. A college football player has died of an injury suffered during a game. Details from CBS's Michael Wallace.
Medrick Burnett was a redshirt freshman linebacker for Alabama A&M University. He suffered a head injury against Alabama State on October 26th and had been hospitalized since. Earlier this week, Alabama A&M prematurely announced Medrick's death and later apologized. A GoFundMe page for Burnett raised more than $50,000. Medrick Burnett was 20 years old.
Rebel forces in Syria are reported to have taken control of more than half of a major city. Forces loyal to President Bashar al-Assad reportedly withdrew without offering significant resistance. More from the BBC's Barbara Plett-Usher.
This is the most serious challenge to the Assad regime in years, and the first time anti-government fighters have reached Aleppo since the army forced them out in 2016. Now they're reported to have advanced deep into Syria's second largest city. Video footage appears to show them raising their flag in Aleppo's historic citadel.
And the monitors say Russian jets have now attacked rebel positions in support of the Syrian government. This late word, a senior Palestinian health official says an Israeli airstrike on a car in Gaza today has killed 5 people. An aid worker says 3 of them were employees of the charity World Central Kitchen. Israel says one of them was a wanted militant who'd been involved in the Hamas attack on Israel and had worked with the charity. This is CBS News.
Progressive Insurance. What do your home and auto have in common? They're yours, and Progressive protects them both. Bundle today at Progressive.com.
This is the radio program Spectrum 360. This is Mark Skogman
and TK Weeks.
Hosts of Spectrum 360 on the 6 stations of the TAN Talk Radio Network. Spectrum 360 is a talk radio program that features politics, the arts, and popular culture from a progressive point of view. Spectrum 360 broadcasts for 1 hour weekly on Monday nights at 11 p.m. Eastern Time and anytime via webcast at Spectrum360media.com. Remember, Spectrum 360, news, politics, and arts from a creative and progressive point of view.
Hey Tampa Bay, Tammy here with the BCC Coupon Book. Tune in during drive time 5 to 6 p.m. on the TAN Talk Radio Network to hear the BCC Coupon Book radio show. We feature local small business owners with great deals for many services and restaurants in our listening area. And anyone interested in branding your business and getting your name out there, give us a call at the BCC Coupon Book, 727-804-6082. Have a great day, Tampa Bay.
That's the BCC Coupon Book, Wednesdays 5 to 6 on the TAN Talk Radio Network.
Enough
is enough.
Is enough.
And if you've heard enough of the conservative right-wing agenda that overwhelms the Tampa Bay AM radio band, won't you join me, Ed Golly, every Thursday morning at 10 o'clock for The Voice of Reason?
No spin, no alternative facts. Just refreshing, straight talk concerning the events of the day.
That's Thursday, 10 a.m. on the TAN Talk Radio Network.
Are you a writer, inventor? Do you have questions about your intellectual property rights? Well, tune in every Tuesday and Thursday morning at 11 o'clock for Joy on Paper. Once a month, I will have a special guest, the writer's legal eagle, Bill Larson of Larson & Larson, who can answer your questions. Protect your valuable work. Email me your questions to patsy.radio@gmail.com and then listen in every Tuesday and Thursday at 11 a.m. right here on Tampa Bay's TAN Talk Radio Network. That's patsy.radio@gmail.com.
Listen to the latest pet trends with benefits on the Pet Buzz every Saturday morning. Join pet trendologist Charlotte Reed and veterinarian Dr. Michael Fleck as they talk all things pets. From animal health and wellness, money-saving tips, celebrity gossip, breaking news, and more. Their expert guests are in the know and in the now. To learn more about this unique program and its hosts, tune into the show on the Tan Talk Radio Network.
The Pet Buzz, Saturday mornings, 8 to 9 a.m.
This is Paul Porter, the arena voice of the Tampa Bay Lightning and Orlando Magic, and the press box voice of the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. I hope you'll join me every Saturday morning from 9 a.m. to 11 a.m. for my weekly show, The Home Team, heard right here on the Tan Talk Radio Network and Facebook Live, The Home Team with Paul Porter, talking Lightning, Bucks, Rays, USF, and a whole lot more. Your calls and prize giveaways. Join us this Saturday and every Saturday morning for The Home Team, 9 to 11 on the Tan Talk Radio Network.
This is the Tan Talk Radio Network.
The Rays have won the American League pennant. The Tampa Bay Lightning win their second straight Stanley Cup.
And when the Super Bowl ended, the ball would be in the hands of Tom Brady.
I don't know why we ever think it won't.
It's time for the Home Team on the Tan Talk Radio Network. The Home Team is brought to you in part by Cambridge Christian School, a Christian education that's affordable and well-respected. By FAS Windows and Doors, with stores in Tampa and Orlando. By Action Air Conditioning, family-owned and operated, serving the entire Tampa Bay area. And now, here he is, the arena voice of the Tampa Bay Lightning and Orlando Magic, and the press box voice of the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, Paul Porter.
Thank you very much, and welcome to hour number 2. I want to mention that you can catch my brother's show. If you like music from the rock era and music from the 80s and 90s, you will love his show. He's on every Saturday afternoon from 3 until 4 on 4680Q.com. Just put in the numbers 4680Q.com, and you'll hear my brother's show this afternoon at 3 o'clock.
I have to check that out. That's right up my alley.
Yeah, it's a lot. He interviews a lot of Peter, Paul, and Mary, for example.
Fantastic.
He's interviewed them, Chuck Berry, a lot of different people that have been through rock music. England Dan and John Ford Coley. He's interviewed
love
them.
that. Well, I definitely need to check that out.
Yeah, it's 4680Q. 4680Q.com. And his show is every Saturday afternoon from 3 until 4 o'clock. So if you get a chance, check that out. Well, we have an opportunity before we get back to the phone lines. Jason, I know it's been a busy time at Alessi Bakery with Thanksgiving, and you were busy. I was in there on Wednesday picking up some pies. By the way, the
chocolate mousse
pie. Oh,
well, good.
I might have a new favorite. That may have replaced the princess cake.
Oh, wonderful. Well, thank you us all for your business. I'm happy you got that, tried something new. Those are good. Some of the pies are really good. We sold a lot for Thanksgiving. Of course, mostly the pumpkin and pecan and a lot of apple pies, but the specialty ones like that, the chocolate mousse pie. We make a peanut butter pie. We make a key lime pie. We could do a coconut cream pie. There's ones that we do. We don't necessarily have them all the time in store, but we do a lot for a special order, certainly. So that is great. But we had a great Thanksgiving holiday. We're looking forward to the Christmas holiday. We're going to be having, now this week, because usually during the weeks of the major holidays, we don't have any buy one, get one free specials, but we're going to be starting more buy one, get one frees this upcoming week, starting Monday, December 2nd. The buy one, get one free will be the Chocolate Devil's Food Cake Square, the White Vanilla Cake Square, and also the Pumpkin Massue Cake. The Pumpkin Massue is kind of like a tiramisu, but with a pumpkin flavor, some cream cheese icing in the middle.
Okay.
So those are very, very good.
Is that a new product, or is that?
Well, we've had it for a little bit. It's one of the items we had started working at making our manufacturing plant. And we sell that a lot to Publix and other stores. But it's very, very good. We have different types of masseuses, like a pumpkin massue. We also have one called a strawberry massue and a caramel massue. Basically, different versions of the tiramisu, but with different flavors. So those are always very good. Those are our specials. We'll be doing the Scacciata snack pack pizza box. That's the smallest size, the one with 10 pieces for $1 off at $9. And then our deli, we always do a lower price on some of our sandwiches. Where this week we'll be featuring the Italian sub, which has some great cold cuts. We always put on there seasoned oil, a spicy pepper relish, lettuce, tomato, and onions. It has ham, capicola, salami, provolone cheese, kind of like made like the Atlantic City style way in New Jersey.
All right. And give us the things we need, the location, the hours.
Yes, indeed. So let's admit we're located at 2909 West Cypress Street. That's in between the cross streets MacDill and Armenia. Leslie Bakery's open 7 days a week. Monday through Friday is 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. Saturdays are 8 a.m. to 6 p.m. And then Sundays, 9 a.m. to 4 p.m.
All right. Very good. So do yourself a favor and stop by there and pick up on some goodies. If you didn't get any for Thanksgiving and you want to indulge, a great time. And you're going to be there this afternoon.
I'm going to be there this afternoon. Yes, I'm going to go in around 1:30 and work for a little while. Maybe it'll close tonight. So yep, I'll be there. I'm sure I'll sneak into our dining room and watch a little bit of college football when it's not as busy. But I'm definitely going to be there. And also to mention any of our great the meals, the holiday dinners that we could order for Thanksgiving. You could order those same ones for Christmas.
Oh,
so like the turkey dinner, the roast pork dinner, the spiral cut ham dinner, and then just if you want to get just side items, that same menu is available for Christmas as well.
They were running a poll, and I forget where I saw it, but they were asking, does ham belong on the Thanksgiving table? And you always think of ham for Christmas, but they were asking, does ham belong on the Thanksgiving table?
Oh, I think it'd be great for Thanksgiving. I think ham it could be great for any occasion, I think.
Mm-hmm. Matt, what do you think?
We had it at our Thanksgiving table this year. It worked just as well as the turkey did.
Okay.
I say yes.
All right. Well, it was about a 2-to-1 margin saying yes, that it does belong on the Thanksgiving table. That was the result of the poll that they did. Oh, I know where I saw it. It was on the Lightning Vision.
Okay.
They asked the fans to weigh in on whether or not.
Well, some people have kind of what you call the smorgasbord of meats. They have the turkey, they have the roast pork, ham. Some might have like a roast beef or leg of lamb, even perhaps. Who knows? I know a lot of that could be for Christmas, but a lot of people, they figure turkey. Not everyone might like turkey, or you get tired of turkey. You want to spice it up a little bit and do something different. So you throw other meats in there as well.
Absolutely. It was funny. They had at the Lightning game on Wednesday night, the night before Thanksgiving, they had the traditional pie eating contest.
Oh boy.
And the way that works is it's not how many pies you can eat, but you have to keep your hands behind your back.
Yeah, I've seen it.
And use only your face into the pumpkin pie to eat it.
Kind of like the hot dog eating contest, not really a fan of those. I almost consider that in a way blasphemy to food. It's just not. It's not pleasant to look at. It makes you. It can make you a bit sick and queasy. And I mean, and again, for those who are participating in it, there's absolutely no way you can get any enjoyment from what you're eating, which is the whole point of eating, to get joy from and pleasure out of food. That's just ridiculous, I think. But anyway, what do I know?
As much as I love the pastries at Alessi Bakery, if they told me to eat as many as I could, as fast as I could, I wouldn't enjoy it.
Why ruin it? No. I mean, we talked about that, doing something like that with the Scacciata content. And no, please don't do that.
727-441-3000. If you want to join us, phone lines have been kind of light today, but I understand with Thanksgiving weekend, a lot of people are traveling or they have family in town or whatever the case may be. But we'd love to hear from you. 727-441-3000. We're still endeavoring to get Rock Riley to join us on the phone lines, and we're going to be talking momentarily with Mark Butler, the athletic director at Cambridge Christian School. And haven't talked to him in a while, but they're kind of in between now. The fall sports are coming to an end and the winter sports are kicking in. So we'll find out what's going on with them at Cambridge Christian School. More of the home team coming up here on the Tan Talk Radio Network, AM 1340 and 1350, FM 106.1, 102.3, and Facebook
Live.
This is the Tan Talk Radio Network.
If you suffered damage from either or both hurricanes Helene or Milton and are in need of some new windows or a new door, FAS Windows and Doors is the place to turn. Locally owned and operated, they can get you the best possible products at the best possible price. Now, right now, they're offering a $100 rebate on all windows and a $200 rebate on all doors. Financing is available with no payments and no interest and no money down for 24 months. Just go to their website, faswd.com. That's faswd.com to schedule an appointment and check out their inventory. It pays to shop local and to go to a company that stands behind both their products and their service. Tell them you heard about them on the home team with Paul Porter, and they'll take special care of you. They're there when you need them. FAS Windows and Doors, faswd.com.
My favorite restaurant in all of Tampa Bay is J. Alexander's at the corner of Dale, Mabry, and Cypress, just south of I-275 in Tampa. The prime rib is to die for. Steaks are just as mouthwatering, and that's not all. Seafood like salmon, ahi tuna, shrimp, or crab cakes. Don't forget the salads and appetizers like my favorite French onion soup, and top it all off with a homemade dessert. J. Alexander's in Tampa at Dale, Mabry, and Cypress, just south of 275. Open 7 days, 11 a.m. to 10 p.m. Reservations suggested but not necessary.
Rinkside Sports is your headquarters for all things hockey. From skates to pads and gloves to jerseys to socks. Anything you need to make your hockey experience a winning one. You'll find all the same brands the pros use, like Bauer and CCM. Rinkside Sports has 2 locations to serve you, inside Advent Health Center Ice in Wesley Chapel and inside the TGH Sportsplex in Brandon. Rinkside Sports. If it's hockey, it's Rinkside Sports.
10 years ago, my wife and I started a nonprofit ministry to help victims of domestic violence called Reach Out, Speak Out. Would you consider a donation to help our ministry? If you'd like to join our auxiliary board or just be a friend to Reach Out, Speak Out by helping with your time, talents, or treasures whenever you're available, please contact us by visiting reachoutspeakout.org. Please send your donation to Post Office Box 4979, Tampa, Florida 33677, 5013C number 47163. 0804. Looking for a special night out or an out of the ordinary way for a dinner date with family or friends? Check out the 2-hour Yacht Starship Cruise sailing from Channelside Drive in downtown Tampa. It features a complete dinner and free open bar, disc jockey and dancing while you sail away, taking in the best views of Tampa Bay. Dine, drink, and dance the night away. Reservations are required, so visit yachtstarship.com for all the details or call 813-223-7999. This is Paul Porter. You know, with the schedule I keep working for the Lightning, Magic, and Buccaneers, a good night's sleep is a must for me. That's why I'm happy to tell you about the Original Mattress Factory. Their mattresses are hand-built right here in Tampa Bay with the highest quality at a very reasonable price. They aren't like these other mattress companies that'll jack their prices up every holiday and then do a so-called super discount during their so-called sale. You actually end up paying more than what the mattress is worth. The secret is, with OMF, you're getting factory direct pricing and eliminating the middleman retailer. There's no high-pressure salespeople either. OMF is employee-owned, and they make it all about you. Double-sided mattresses, and they even email you when it's time to flip your mattress. Stop by their factory on Almaton Road in Clearwater and see for yourself, or visit one of their stores in Tampa or Brandon. There's nothing like a good night's sleep, and you'll get it with the Original Mattress Factory, and you'll get it for less. The Original Mattress Factory. If there's one thing I'm particular about, it's my pizza. ABC Pizza House at 1242 West Hillsborough Avenue in Tampa. Great specials, too, like a large one-topping pizza for just $11.99 every Monday or Thursday, or 2 pizzas with 2 toppings every Tuesday for just $22.99. Spaghetti with 1 topping every Tuesday, Wednesday, and Sunday for just $8.99. ABC Pizza House, 1242 West Hillsborough Avenue, 813-213-0929. Open every day, 11 a.m. to 10 p.m. abcpizzahouse.com. Grace Family Church with now 8 locations to serve you. Just how big is Grace Family Church? Here's Executive Pastor Chris Bonham.
On a typical Sunday, will be about 13,500 people. And then we have an online crowd that watches as well. That's dispersed all throughout our campuses and throughout people watching all over the world.
It seems like a big church, but it does feel small. I don't want a big church, but so the numbers are big, but there's a lot of opportunity for belonging and intimacy in the church.
Yeah, that's one of our values. We definitely want to make a big church small. So if someone's like, oh, I can't go, it's too big, we would really encourage you to check it out because we do a lot of intentional things to take the large crowd and move it into a smaller, more manageable relationship.
For more information about all 8 campuses at Grace Family Church, visit gfcflorida.com. That's gfcflorida.com.
This is the Tan Talk Radio Network. This is the Tan Talk Radio Network.
Echo. Glad to have you with us. Glad to have you with us here on the Tan Talk Radio Network. Tan Talk Radio Network.
It was the player. It was a Bull. We used to say shooting 2-2 or the free throw.
Yeah.
The free throw.
Well, we had a guy the other night playing with Washington, Colorado. Ivan.
Really?
Is his name. Yeah.
Wow.
His first name is Ivan. His last name is Ivan.
How about that?
And he scored 2 goals.
Yeah.
So I got to announce him twice. Ivan. So. But anyway, you never know.
Yeah.
Well, we now have jammed phone lines. Everybody called at once.
Yeah.
And we're going to talk to Rock Riley in just a bit. And Don, we're not going to forget you either in St. Petersburg. But Mark Butler is joining us from Cambridge Christian School. I haven't talked to Mark in a while. I have been out to a couple of football games that he took very good care of me as a great host. Mark, welcome back to the home team.
Hey, Paul, it's good to be with you again.
Good to be with you. We appreciate you coming on. Hope you had a nice Thanksgiving with your family and want to find out about what's going on at Cambridge Christian School. I know football season is wound down, but as far as basketball and other sports going, are you still there, Mark? We might have lost him. I think we might have lost him. He is calling back. I think the phone line's overheated. Jason.
It could be. It happens.
Yeah. Mark is back with us, I think.
He's there. There we go.
Hello, Mark.
Hey, Paul, sorry about that. Lost connection here in our phone line, but got back with you. Had a great Thanksgiving, and hope you had a great Thanksgiving as well. And just excited to be back on board your show this morning. And we're very happy to partner with you because we also have your voice on a lot of our pregame announcements to our crowds, and you were so kind to do that for us, and we really appreciate that so much.
Well, glad to do it. And tell us what's going on sports-wise at Cambridge Christian School. Football season winding down, and basketball is going strong. What else is going on there?
Well, Paul, first of all, I can just give a shout out to our fall sports season just ended and wrapped up. Our bowling team, the girls team were the district runner-ups, and they advanced to the state final championships. Our volleyball team was part of the Sunshine State Athletic Association Class 3A championships, and they won that. Cross country, our boys and girls were the FHSA Class 1A cross country district champions, regional champions, and state champions. They did the trifecta. They won all Class 1A, and our school, Cambridge Christian, is the third program in the state history to win both state championships in the same season.
Excellent.
So unbelievable. And shout out to all of our student athletes, our coaches, just all the support from our families. It was just amazing. We're going to have a special assembly for them next Friday, unveil the state championship banners in the gym, and just excited about our cross-country program, and they kind of took the cake for the highlights of the fall sports season for sure.
That's very impressive because the fact that Cambridge Christian School is not a public school, that there is tuition to pay to go there, yet you still have world-class athletes that find their way to Cambridge Christian School. What do you attribute that to, Mark? That takes a lot to be able to get people that are paying to go there. I know you have some scholarship help and that sort of thing, but to have across the board how well your teams have done.
Well, I mean, you have to look at the whole organization and ministry. It starts with, good board support. Our head of school, Mr. Minks, Sean Minks, he's a avid promoter of athletics and just really supports everything we do. And all their teachers, the student athletes, and our families, I believe they're buying into the mission of what we're doing, not just in athletics and arts, but also in the classroom. And I think they want that whole child education experience. And we want to make sure that have the best academics, the best arts, and also the best athletics that we can provide to these families as well and our student athletes. So I think they're realizing that, hey, whatever you want to do in life, you can make that happen. If you come to a school like Cambridge Christian School, you don't have to take a step back to anyone. Richard Garage is an example of that. He played last Sunday for the Buffalo Bills. He played for Cambridge Christian.
How about that? Very good.
Yeah. So you're seeing him on getting playing time with the Bills. He was a student here at Cambridge and played on our football program. And your dreams are not thwarted by coming to Cambridge Christian School, a private school. And we still want to do things with excellence and provide those opportunities for our student athletes. And of course, we have outstanding coaches who are committed and coaching for the right reason. They're not coaching for self-promotion. They're coaching to make a difference in the lives of kids and using that sport to disciple them for Christ. And I think that's a great combination of all those things together. I just think people just fall in love with the family atmosphere at Cambridge Christian School.
Well, you have a couple of former Buccaneers coaching in football, and Rob Taylor and Martine Gramatica. And I wouldn't be surprised, Mark, if you had another NFL player in that young Gramatica that is, I think he's the last in the line of Gramaticas, but I saw him kick a 53-yard field goal, and I think he's a junior in high school.
Yeah, Gaston.
Gaston.
Yeah, we love having Martine Gramatica and Rob Taylor, former Buccaneers, on our coaching staff. You can't say that very often. Two pros and legends like that played in the highest levels here, helping coach and having their kids at our school and helping to coach them as well and our other athletes. So it's great to have that experience and their knowledge. But all of our coaches, just the reasons and the why they do what they do, I think is so important. And that's what we try to attract, those types of coaches. And we're just excited about what they're doing in our athletic program in the lives of our student athletes.
And a shout out to my friend Marty over there in the marketing department at Cambridge. Yeah. She is a real gem there in your department as well.
She does a great job. Great job.
Mark, how can people get more information about Cambridge Christian School?
Well, you can go to our website, ccslancers.com. Of course, you can always, call into the main school line as well. But you can even drop by and ask for an on-campus visit. Our admissions department does a great job of showing you the campus, and it's just it's a lot of exciting things are happening on our campus right now with our new high school building opening up here in January, and we're growing, and we have a lot of growth happening and really in unprecedented ways. And so we're looking to expand our facilities for academics, arts, and athletics. So it's challenging to our current, space that we have on campus, but we're making it happen, and we're dreaming big and praying that we can offer some great facilities, even more better facilities down the road as well. But yeah, we'd love to have anyone that's interested in a Christ-centered education that also provides excellent arts and athletics and academics at the highest level. Cambridge Christian School could be a place for you for sure.
All right. Well, we appreciate partnering with Cambridge Christian School and look forward to doing it for many weeks, months, and years to come. And we look forward to that. Mark, thanks so much.
Paul,
go
Paul,
ahead.
Before I let you go, Paul, one last thing. I didn't give you a shout out. We got our winter sports starting. I do want to give a shout out to one of our teams who's getting national recognition. It's our boys soccer team. They're 4-0 right now. They're ranked number 1 in Florida High School Athletic Association Class 1A in the state. That's public and private. And they're ranked number 28 nationally.
Wow.
So
very good.
And so I'm very proud of them. I want to give a shout out to them as well.
I'm glad you did. I'm glad you did.
Yeah.
Thanks so much, Mark. We will talk to you again real soon.
Looking forward to it. God bless, guys.
Very good.
Thank you.
Well, we have been looking for Rock Riley for the past 45 minutes or so. And as they say,
he's a busy man.
He once was lost, but now's been found. And we have him here. Rock, thanks for joining us on this Thanksgiving weekend.
Oh, it's always a pleasure. I'm up here in Maryland. It's 33 degrees. It feels like 23.
Oh.
I was out in my walk, and I had forgotten the wind and blah, blah, blah. We're all good. We're here, and football season's winding down. I'm trying to enjoy every last second of it.
There you go.
That's right.
There you go. A game tomorrow for the Buccaneers that they got to be careful with this one. Everybody's penciling this as, Carolina will win that one. But Dave Canales is going to have that team ready to go.
You know what? It looked like when they were 1-7, it was looking like, is this guy even going to survive, his first year? And then Bryce Young, their quarterback, he was under siege and he wasn't doing good. And they put in Andy Dalton, and Andy Dalton gets in an car accident. So Canales was kind of forced to go back to Bryce Young. And I think by him sitting and watching and just realizing, like, wow, if I get a shot again, and just seeing things from a different perspective, he played his best game last week. They won 2 of 3. They took the Chiefs right down to the wire, and Canales has them believing. So you're exactly right. It was funny because some people were calling it a trap game. Well, there should be no trap games for the Buccaneers. They have to win if they want to continue. But it was a really good, against the bad Giants team, but a very good complimentary football win for the Buccaneers. So I'm looking forward to this game.
Rock, I got to tell you, I know it's unlikely because they lost twice to them, but I don't think it's out of the realm that the Bucs could catch Atlanta and actually still win the division.
That's their road to the playoffs.
The Falcons have not looked good as of late. They have a tough game tomorrow against the Chargers. I think it's very possible that after tomorrow, the Bucs and the Falcons could be tied with the same record.
No, Jason, no, you're right. There is no doubt. But the thing is, because in the locker room this week, a lot of the players were getting like, hey, last year you were 4-7. You made that run. You got in. You can do it again. And it's not, as you know, yes, on paper, it should work out like that. But it is the NFL. So you have to, and I know it's point, you do have to go game by game, not look ahead. The Chargers, right, the only team with the winning record. But you're right. Mm-hmm. They have the easiest schedule. It's in front of them. And I think the fact that the defense played so much better last week, because that was huge. The offense, did you see Liam Cohen? He's already on the Bears list to be interviewed to be the next head coach. They're probably going to lose Liam Cohen, but you can't worry about that now. The offense is humming, having Mike Evans back. After the game, Bowles said his hamstring was fine. They didn't want to overuse him. The running attack is really coming along. And with Bucky Irving, the offensive line.
Bucky.
Yeah.
Fans
well, you know what?
love
Ira Kaufman has been a long-time reporter, and he covered the Giants today with Bill Parcells. And he was like, did you hear at Giants Stadium fans yelling, Bucky, Bucky, Bucky?
Yeah.
That would never happen with an opposing team with New York fans. Unbelievable.
Yeah.
And it wasn't just New York fans. It was Buccaneer fans. They were very, very loud. But this is a good time now for the Bucs because they're feeling confident, but they know every must win.
I want to touch on one other thing with you, Rock, before we let you go, and appreciate you joining us from Maryland today. Pinellas County has issued an ultimatum or an edict to the Rays that they want an answer by December 1st, which, of course, is tomorrow, as to whether the stadium deal is dead or not. What do you make of this, and what do you think is going to happen?
Yeah, it's the first time since I've been living here that I've come to the realization that it looks like, honestly, we're going to lose Major League Baseball. It was always like you see it happen. Cleveland would lose their team in football, and that would never happen here. Here's the thing. The Rays are not going to draft that letter because if they do that, then they're out of the sweepstakes to get all that money for the developmental rights around Tropicana Field. That is going to be developed. into bars and restaurants, baseball or not, stadium or not. And Stu gets all that money. So if he drafts that letter and pulls out, he's taking him. The Rays are taking themselves out, and they wouldn't get that money. My understanding. So that's not going to happen. And I know a lot of people say, "Well, Tampa, step up." And I've talked to a lot of the movers and shakers, and they don't have the money. So if they don't have the money, and it's kind of, and St. Pete, I understand they can't afford all this. It's not covered with insurance, and then it's on St. Pete. So I don't know, unless somebody with huge pockets steps up at the last minute. I think that, I'm just being honest, I think that's the only thing we can hope for.
Yeah. Not a rosy picture.
Not at all. And I was going to say, I can see a lot of lawsuits being filed. I mean, if Sternberg either sells the team to someone who moves it or moves the team himself, I just think that the city of St. Pete's going to have a fit to think that he could benefit from that redevelopment project. I could see lawsuits all the way through trying to get him out of that deal. I don't know how they could do it, but I think this is going to be an ugly, ugly divorce, unfortunately.
And the thing is, too, is like, okay, I talked to people over at Tampa with the Steinbrenner deal. They're not going. The Yankees are going to let him be there for three full years, 4 years after that. So what happens after? What happens after this year?
Yeah, that's that. Jason and I talked about that this morning. That what happens for 2026? Where are they going to play it? And Jason mentioned, and I think it might be the most likely scenario, is that wherever they're going to move to, whether it be Nashville or Charlotte. Both of those cities have AAA teams that maybe they would play there until the new stadium gets built or until the improvements are made to make it major league ready.
You can't, if they announce that they're going to move, you cannot play anywhere in the Tampa Bay area. Just think about the Houston Oilers when they were moving to Nashville, how Houston said, "No, we're not doing this. We're going to completely abandon you," and that will never work.
I don't think it would be announced until maybe July or August when they're winding down the season at Steinbrenner. For that reason, that they want to keep it undercover, and then maybe even wait till the 25 season is over to announce it. But not to say, Rock, that they're not wheeling and dealing behind the scenes while they're playing this year at Steinbrenner.
You know what? Since we're in the holiday season, there was a movie for us old timers, Miracle on 34th Street.
Oh yeah,
we need a miracle on 22nd or 5th Street.
Yeah.
We need a miracle. Maybe we'll get a miracle. Yeah, I'm going to try to have faith. I'm going to go on that.
All right. Well, Rock, before we let you go, give us a score for tomorrow's Bucks game against the Carolina Panthers.
Yeah, I got the Buccaneers winning this one 28-21. They'll go to 500, and then they get ready for the Raiders at home. So I got the Buccaneers winning this one. Hopefully you're right, Jason.
And how about a halftime score, Rock?
Halftime score, the Buccaneers are up 17-3.
All right. Very good. Well, we appreciate it, Rock. As always, thanks so much, and look forward to talking to you again real soon.
Always love being on the home team with you guys.
All right.
Thank you very much.
We need to hit a break, and then Don and also Anthony are going to join us on the other side. So stay right there, guys. More of the home team coming up on the Tan Talk Radio Network, AM 1340 and 1350, FM 106.1, 102.3, and Facebook
Live.
This is the Tan Talk Radio Network.
When you talk about ice rink development in West Central Florida, one name stands alone: Iceman Development, LLC. Gordy Zimmerman, president and founder of Iceman Development, has played an integral part in the construction of the Ice Sports Forum in Brandon, the training home of the three-time Stanley Cup champion Tampa Bay Lightning, and the Advent Health Center Ice Complex, a multi-million-dollar facility boasting 150,000 square feet, and ranked the top indoor ice rink facility by both the USA Today and Yelp. Iceman Development is currently involved in creating yet another outstanding ice rink facility in Trinity and Pasco County. Iceman's company mission is to build community projects that impact the area both in quality of life and economic growth. For more information, visit icemandevelopment.com. That's Iceman with 2 N's, development.com. Much like the weather, your life could change at the drop of a hat. Don't be caught unprepared. You don't know what will happen tomorrow, but no matter what happens to you, you can make sure your loved ones are provided for with a life insurance policy from Auto Owners Insurance. Meet with a local independent agent and secure a policy now to rest easy knowing you're protecting the ones you love. Visit Vermost Insurance in Tampa Bay today at vermost.com.
Looking for a culinary and cocktail river journey? Then check out Craft, Florida's only dining river cruise. Craft features 3-course dining on the Hillsborough River with America's first open galley kitchen with gas cooking. The 2-hour cruise sailing from downtown Tampa will leave you with breathtaking views and mouth-watering cuisine served right to your table. For reservations, call crafttampa.com or call 813-223-7999.
This is Paul Porter. You know, with the schedule I keep working for the Lightning, Magic, and Buccaneers, a good night's sleep is a must for me. That's why I'm happy to tell you about the Original Mattress Factory. Their mattresses are hand-built right here in Tampa Bay with the highest quality at a very reasonable price. They aren't like these other mattress companies that'll jack their prices up every holiday and then do a so-called super discount during their so-called sale. You actually end up paying more than what the mattress is worth. The secret is, with OMF, you're getting factory direct pricing and eliminating the middleman retailer. There's no high-pressure salespeople either. OMF is employee-owned, and they make it all about you. Double-sided mattresses, and they even email you when it's time to flip your mattress. Stop by their factory on Almerton Road in Clearwater and see for yourself, or visit one of their stores in Tampa or Brandon. There's nothing like a good night's sleep, and you'll get it with the Original Mattress Factory, and you'll get it for less. The Original Mattress Factory. Happy 60th birthday, Cambridge Christian School. Hi, everyone. I'm Paul Porter, voice of the Lightning, here to tell you about the exciting growth happening here at CCS. Coming this fall is our state-of-the-art 45,000 square foot high school and STEM lab. For over 60 years, Cambridge Christian's award-winning academics, athletics, and the arts has been changing the way you think about Christian education. Visit us today at ccslancers.com. After a car accident, there are many questions that you need answers to. Who pays for my car repairs? Who pays for the medical bills? What about my lost wages? And more. The personal injury law firm of Pernick, Caulfield, Averill, and Noyes has been answering these questions for their clients for nearly 70 years. Since 1955, they've been a voice of the injured in the legal system. As one of the longest established law firms in Tampa Bay, Pernick, Caulfield, Averill, and Noyes is here to answer your questions. Listen to their live call-in radio show on this channel every Tuesday evening from 5 to 6 p.m. or call them at 727-796-8282 or visit them at voiceoftheinjured.com. Offices Clearwater, non-attorney spokesperson. Grace Family Church now has 8 locations to serve you throughout the Tampa Bay area. Talking about the 8th campus, here's Senior Pastor Craig Altman.
In the Land O'Lakes area, I would say between Land O'Lakes and Trinity off of Suncoast and 54, brand new campus. So if you're looking to get in on the ground floor, it's an exciting campus, a lot of young people, and I encourage you to check it out.
And if you're wondering what denomination Grace Family Church is, Executive Pastor Chris Bonham explains.
Well, it's actually a non-denominational church, but the neat thing is all the denominations you just mentioned, a lot of them do come. And so what's neat is this melting pot of different beliefs, but we come together based off the Bible and really teach that.
Visit one of the 8 campuses of Grace Family Church. For more information, go to gfcflorida.com. That's gfcflorida.com.
This is the Tan Talk Radio Network.
Welcome back to the home team here on the Tan Talk Radio Network. We were just mentioning coming back, boy, so many questions surrounding the Rays right now.
Yeah, well, it's a mess. And again, I just think that the fact that both sides, there's so much animosity now. They don't like each other. They don't trust one another. And I think it's impossible for anything to get done, anything productive to get done at this point.
There's only one person that knows the answer to this, and that's Stu Sternberg. But do you think that this has been his plan all along, from way back when, that he needed to find some kind of a ticket to move the team?
I don't know. I don't know what goes through his mind. I think he gets these ideas on the whim. I mean, that whole thing that he was trying to do with the split season between here and Montreal, which was one of the most absurd things I've ever heard of in my life. And he was adamant for a period of time. He was adamant that it was either going to be that or bust, or that he would sell the team. Okay, then it comes back to it looks like we're finally going to get a stadium deal done. The question: would it have gotten done if not for the storms and the hurricanes? That's another question. You just don't know for sure. There's so many factors.
You really don't,
but
yeah.
again, I can't help but think about the situation in Miami with the Marlins. They build a stadium. No one goes to the game.
Mm-hmm.
In the long run, would we have had the same thing? Maybe we'll never know now. I don't know.
Well, let's go back to the phone lines. Don is waiting for us. Don, thank you for holding on as long as you have. Welcome back.
No problem. I'm glad to listen to the conversation. But as far as Kathleen Peters, the Pinellas County Commissioner, sending a letter, you got to send a letter because on December 17th, they're going to vote again. And so you have to have something at least a few weeks ahead of time to let people know whether or not that's even going to be a possibility. So it's up to the Rays to either not send a letter or to send a letter and then put a stop to everything. But that was not the real reason why I was calling. I'm just telling you I agree with the letter.
Let me just ask you about that. What if the Rays don't send the letter? What do you think happens then? They vote it down on the 17th?
They could, but they also might not. It depends on what the situation is as far as whether the Rays want to pay more money into the deal because it's going to take longer to make the deal.
When you say Stu Sternberg and the Rays pay, those don't go to those words don't
did the
jive.
people on the county commission drop the ball here in terms of not understanding the ramifications of delaying the vote on the bonds? Did they just not know that, or was that intentionally say, well, we know that this might lead to the Rays having to spend more money, but we don't care because we think there's other important things? I just would like to know.
I think it's the latter, what you just said. What do you think, Don?
Well, I honestly think that there's something else going on besides what's going on down here. There's another area with the baseball commissioner where they're trying to see if there's any interest in a move, if there is a move. So I think there's two sides. The Rays are playing both sides right now, and it's a matter of whether or not they feel that they want to go ahead with St. Pete, or they just say, all right, we'll play one more season, and then that's it.
Mm-hmm. What do you see happening as far as Steinbrenner Field is concerned?
I think that's a one-year deal. I'll be surprised if the Yankees let the Rays play there for the next 2 years. I think Tropicana Field is the only possible solution. You have to fix it. And that's what it comes down to. Do the Rays want to go back to Tropicana Field? And they haven't said one way or the other. They just kind of say, we're not sure. We don't know how much it's going to cost us.
Yeah, and they're not going to commit to playing in the Tampa Bay market long term. There's no way that they should agree to fix Tropicana Field. No way at all. That just would make no. I mean, you're spending money on a temporary stadium when the team's going to move out of the state anyway, which would be dumb.
Yes, I agree with you there. I think you can't throw money into Tropicana Field if there's no Rays coming back.
Very good. Well, Don, give us your score for the Bucks and Panthers tomorrow.
Well, I just wanted to ask one quick thing because this wasn't brought up at all. What about Matt Eberflus? Do you think a guy like him will ever get another coaching job after what happened on Thursday?
Not head coaching job, absolutely not.
Yeah,
that was just a complete debacle. You just can't have the mismanagement of the clock like that.
And are you surprised at how it happened? Either they waited till he had his press conference and then they fired him.
I'm not surprised. After I think the outfall of the fallout from that, you just had to make a move.
Well, and it was Thanksgiving too. They might not have wanted to deal with it on Thanksgiving, so they waited till the day after. What's your score, Don?
Okay, score is the Bucks 30, Panthers 17, and at the half it'll be 14-6. Bucks.
All right, got you down. Thanks so much, Don. Always
Thank you, Don.
Appreciate you joining us.
You're welcome.
All right. Let's hit our last break, and then we'll come back and wrap things up with both Anthony and Kirk here on the home team on the Tan Talk Radio Network, AM 1340 and 1350, FM 106.1, 102.3, and Facebook
Live.
This is the Tan Talk Radio Network.
If you suffered damage from either or both hurricanes Helene or Milton and are in need of some new windows or a new door, FAS Windows and Doors is the place to turn. Locally owned and operated, they can get you the best possible products at the best possible price. Now, right now, they're offering a $100 rebate on all windows and a $200 rebate on all doors. Financing is available with no payments and no interest and no money down for 24 months. Just go to their website, faswd.com. That's faswd.com to schedule an appointment and check out their inventory. It pays to shop local and to go to a company that stands behind both their products and their service. Tell them you heard about them on the home team with Paul Porter, and they'll take special care of you. They're there when you need them. FAS Windows and Doors, faswd.com.
Get ready to blast off on the bay with Tampa's own Bay Rocket. It's a 50-minute adrenaline-pumping thrill ride aboard a 2,800 horsepower jet boat with thrilling 180-degree spins, turns, and dips. It also features a whimsical narration with party music before blast-off. Put your hands up, Tampa Bay, and get ready to blast off. For information, visit BayRocketTampa.com or call 813-223-7999.
One of the questions I'm often asked is, how do you do it? With my busy schedule of working for the Lightning, Magic, Buccaneers, and the home team, I need to be in very good health. One person I have to thank for keeping me in good health for years is Dr. Troy Stirk of Stirk Family Medicine. He's helped me keep my blood pressure in check, my heart running smoothly, and an overall healthy feeling that is confirmed by my lab results. If you're looking for a good family physician, I heartily recommend Dr. Troy Stirk at Stirk Family Medicine. You can reach his office at 813-264-7922. That's 813-264-7922. I'll tell you, Dr. Stirk is fantastic, and I'm sure you'll feel the same way if you become one of his patients. So now that you know my secret to staying healthy with a busy schedule, it's your turn. Call Dr. Troy Stirk at Stirk Family Medicine, 813-264-7922. My favorite restaurant in all of Tampa Bay is J. Alexander's at the corner of Dale, Mabry, and Cypress, just south of I-275 in Tampa. The prime rib is to die for. Steaks are just as mouthwatering, and that's not all. Seafood like salmon, ahi tuna, shrimp, or crab cakes. Don't forget the salads and appetizers like my favorite French onion soup, and top it all off with a homemade dessert. J. Alexander's in Tampa at Dale, Mabry, and Cypress, just south of 275. Open 7 days, 11 a.m. to 10 p.m. Reservations suggested but not necessary.
Rinkside Sports is your headquarters for all things hockey. From skates to pads and gloves to jerseys to socks, anything you need to make your hockey experience a winning one. You'll find all the same brands the pros use, like Bauer and CCM. Rinkside Sports has 2 locations to serve you, inside Advent Health Center Ice in Wesley Chapel and inside the TGH Sportsplex in Brandon. Rinkside Sports. If it's hockey, it's Rinkside Sports.
10 years ago, my wife and I started a nonprofit ministry to help victims of domestic violence called Reach Out, Speak Out. Would you consider a donation to help our ministry? If you'd like to join our auxiliary board or just be a friend to Reach Out, Speak Out by helping with your time, talents, or treasures whenever you're available, please contact us by visiting reachoutspeakout.org. Please send your donation to Post Office Box 4979, Tampa, Florida 33677, 5013C number 47163. 0804. Happy 60th birthday, Cambridge Christian School. Hi, everyone. I'm Paul Porter, voice of the Lightning, here to tell you about the exciting growth happening here at CCS. Coming this fall is our state-of-the-art 45,000 square foot high school and STEM lab. For over 60 years, Cambridge Christian's award-winning academics, athletics, and the arts has been changing the way you think about Christian education. Visit us today at ccslancers.com.
The Florida State Fair is coming in February. But did you know The Florida State Fair is so much more than just a fairgrounds. Everything from hunting and fishing shows to trade shows and competitions to men's and women's conferences to concerts and so much more. Be sure and circle your calendars for February 6th through the 17th, 2025 for the 121st edition of the Florida State Fair at the Florida State Fairgrounds in Tampa. See you at the fair.
This is the Tan Talk Radio Network.
Welcome back to our final segment. The Rubber Cement Man has weighed in. He's got a 27-26 win for Carolina.
Oh, wow.
And a 14-14 at half.
I don't like that.
Let's get back to the phone lines. Anthony is with us. Hello, Anthony. You're on the home team.
Hey, good morning, guys. Let me say this. Of the three professional teams here that would be a waste of investments to purchase a jersey or a shirt would be the Rays because the turnaround of short-stay players, you'd better just wear a Kevin Cash or a Joe Madden.
Or the one that says prospect, like you say. That would make the most sense.
I've always had the mentality of always just wearing the original issued team logo on the front and keeping the back blank, because I make exceptions with the Lightning because the early names were iconic, but other than that, you're wasting your money. You're paying $300 at the most for a jersey of a player who's not going to be in a team that's pretty much guaranteed not to be around any longer. And why do you want to fit in with all the clones at the games who are wearing similar jerseys? I stand out when I go to Lightning. I don't fit in with the clones. I have my own type of jersey, my custom-made stuff, and I don't blend in with the clones because I'm original, man. So I'll leave it at that. I did. No, one quick thing. I caught a sports guy on the news saying that Baker Mayfield was showboating when he ran into the end zone. Lay off the guy. He saw the opportunity. He took advantage of it. There's nothing about showboating. No. He was trying to help the team win. So these clowns on the sports news or whatever, get some original.
Yeah, he took a hard fall too, and he got up and did the dance. Why not? The guy's a solid player.
Well, give us your score.
Hopefully, it hasn't been taken yet. 27-20, Tampa Bay over Carolina. Yeah, so I'm going to go, and then halftime, 12-6, Tampa Bay.
All right, we got you down. Both of those are available. Thank you, Anthony.
Okay, thanks, guys.
Kirk is our final caller of the day. Hello, Kirk. You're on the home team.
Oh, they're going to Montreal.
Could be. Sacre bleu.
Been saying it for years. They just they're redoing the Olympic Stadium, spending millions of dollars, government money.
I did not know that.
The field was already. Yeah, I read about it recently, and I was, I'm going like, maybe this was a done deal before. They knew this was going to happen. So that might not be a bad place where they end up.
Yeah.
Back in the Big O.
Well, that'd be unfortunate, but maybe in his heart of hearts, that's where Stu wants to be.
He get his wish after all. Maybe there was something to that plan, that's so-called split city plan.
Yeah, and I have to tell you, about a week ago, I was down in Tampa at lunchtime, and I had the chance to go to Alessi and get amazing Cuban. I'd never had Cuban.
Oh, wonderful. Well, thank you so much, Kirk.
Super.
Thank you. That's our best-selling sandwich.
One of the best ones I've had.
Wow, I appreciate that.
It is great.
Well, Kirk, I appreciate that. We're running short of time, so give us your score.
35-20 bucks. 17-3 at halftime.
All right. We got you down. Thanks so much, Kirk.
Thank you,
appreciate it.
Hey, have a good one. Thank you.
All right. It's our turn. Matt, what do you see for the game tomorrow?
Bucks take it 27-14.
27-14. Okay.
And 14-7 at halftime.
All right. And Jason, how do you have it?
I'm going to go 28-17 Bucks, and I think they'll be up 16-10 at halftime.
All right. And I have the Bucks winning 24-14 and leading 10-7 at halftime. Hey, thanks to Rock Riley. Thanks to Mark Butler and all of you who joined us today. We look forward to talking to you again next Saturday. Well, Jason, you'll be out next Saturday.
I'll call in, as usual.
But,
Yep.
I'll be here, and we look forward to talking to you next Saturday at 11 o'clock. At 9 o'clock here on the home team on the Tan Talk Radio Network, AM 1340 and 1350, FM 106.1, 102.3, and Facebook
Live.